Hey, it's Brian B back with another tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you the fast jack groove. This one is perfect for faster styles of music, and you might have seen it somewhere in the club where there are a couple dancers, and they're really good dancers. They usually do this move. Okay, so the move looks like this. Okay, so let me break this one down. There are a couple different things going on. I'm going to break it down for you, of course. First, we have the jack motion, which is the foundation movement here. So from the side, the movement looks like this. Boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to bend your knees, and then you want to lean back, and then you want to stand up. So bend knees, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so when you're leaning back from here, you want to make sure you're not looking up at the sky. You want to look forward. Stand up. So boom, boom, boom. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put it all together. That's the jack motion. So when you practice this, make sure you are doing the full range of motion and you're not skipping steps. Because if you skip steps, the movement will look wrong and it doesn't look good. Alright, so again, you want to do the knee bend, lean back, come up, and boom. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So make sure you have that down first. The second motion, what's going to happen here is you want to have a direction. And when you have a direction, this is when everything comes into place. What I mean by this is you want to do the jack groove facing one direction, then you want to face it the other direction. So when I do it, I want to go boom. Alright? And then when I'm here, I want to restart it, and then I want to go to the other direction. So facing this way, I'm pushing my body forward this way, and then I'm restarting, pushing my body forward this way. So take a look. When I do it slowly, I'm going to go boom, and boom. And then from here, and boom. So boom, and boom. Alright, so I'm doing it slow right now, but there is one more movement, and I'm going to add it in here in a little bit. So one more time, I'm going to restart from here, this way, and then this way. Boom, and boom. So a little bit faster, it's going to look like this. Boom, and boom, boom, and boom, boom, and boom, boom, and boom. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is when you do the first motion, when you're here, you want to start turning your body this way as you bend back down to do your motion the other way. So you want to go boom as you're here, go to the other way. Alright, so once you start doing a little bit faster, you want to put a little bit of a swaying motion going on. You want to combine the two so it creates a little bit of a figure 8 motion. So this is what I mean. Boom, boom, and boom, and boom. Okay, so notice how I have a little bit of a waving motion going on with my upper body. To do this, you want to keep your body relatively loose while you're doing the movement from one side to the other. Okay, so once you speed this up and keeping that in mind, it's going to look like this. Okay, so notice I have a little bit of that wave type of motion going on. Alright, so last thing, for your arms, you can keep them like this, staggered, and you can switch it boom, 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 and boom. So you're going. Alright, so if you're not comfortable with that, you can just keep them here, or just keep them here. Alright, this one is a variation of the heel heel. It looks like this. Alright, so let me break this move down for you. First, we got the bopping motion, which looks like this. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay? And the second motion that we have is the turning motion. I'm going one side to the other, one side to the other. And the last motion here is what we're doing with our feet. So we're basically bringing our heel inwards, and then bringing it in, and then inwards, putting it back out. Okay? So in, out, in, out. And the last thing I want to add in here is what we're doing with our arms. So we have it up here, it's nice and relaxed. one side to the other, sometimes staggered, sometimes we can keep it like this. Okay, so let's start putting these things together. First, we got the bopping motion, right? So we go 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So let me break it down real quick. So what you're doing is you're bending your knees and you're bringing your body back up. So up and up, up and up. Another thing I want to mention is this move is good for slower styles of music. So maybe hip hop music or other types of music with slower beats. So not like house music or other styles of electronics music. Okay, so again, we want to start with the bopping motion, starting with knees bent, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, right? Okay, so once you have that down, what you want to do is you want to add in the turning of the upper body. So you want to go boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. Okay, so notice I'm turning to one side, I'm adjusting my body to face forward, and then I'm turning to the other side. So I'm not doing one side to the other, but instead one side, center, the other side, center. So it's boom, 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 and boom. So 1, 2, 1, and 2. Alright, putting this together with the bopping motion, we're going to go 1 and 2, 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 1 and 2. Nice and simple, right? Okay, so for the last motion here, remember we're bringing our heel in, and we're bringing it back out. Bring this one, the opposite one in, and then bring it back out. So we're going to go up, and then once we turn to this side, we're going to bring this heel inwards, so we're going to go boom. Alright, so it's kind of like a pivot, boom. And then from there, you want to replace it, right? So we're going to go up and boom. And then once we bop into the center, we want to replace our heel, and then we're going to go to the other side. So our body turns, this heel comes in. Alright, so from the beginning, we're going to go up and boom, up and boom, up and boom, up and boom. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so a couple things to remember. Of course, you want to keep your upper body loose so you don't look really stiff and really awkward. And another thing here is when you're actually putting bring your heel in, you can do a little bit of lean onto one side. As you turn, you want to lean to the opposite side. So we go boom, and we can lean over just a little bit, boom, lean over just a little bit, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so for the arms, you can have them staggered like this if you're not comfortable with doing other stuff with your hands. Okay, so you want to have them staggered like this. So boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. Keep them loose, nice and natural. So once you get used to this, you can also alternate them as you switch from side to side. So you can go boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. Alright, so let me break this move down. So first of all, we have the bopping motion, which is an up and up motion. It looks like this, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And then we have the sway motion, which kind of looks like this. Alright, so it's a little bit more complicated than this, but let me break it down. So let's get started with the bopping motion first. You want to start with your knees bent, and on counts you want to go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, again, knees bent to start, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so quick tip, you want to keep your body loose and you don't want to be all tensed up so you don't look like a board. You don't want to do that. Alright, so the next motion here is the swing motion, right? So the trick here again is you want to keep your upper body loose. When you're doing this sway, you want to think that you're leaning by your hips, okay? Leaning by your hips, and you want to keep your body loose. So if I go to this direction, leaning by my hips, I'll look like this. Boom, alright? So keep your upper body loose. Think of someone pulling you by the belt to one direction. Boom, alright? So you can see I have that swaying type of motion going on. So one more time, if I go to this direction, leading by the hips, boom, and then go to the other direction, like so. So swing one way and the other, one way and the other. If you're not used to this yet, you want to definitely get used to loosening up your body and then leading by the hips, going one way to the other, one way to the other. Okay, once you get used to that, we're gonna put everything together. Alright, so we're gonna be doing 3 bopping motion while we put the sway here. So this is what I mean. First bop, we're gonna go 1, and then as we bend back down, the second bop, we're gonna lead by the hips, and we're gonna go to one direction. We're gonna go boom. Alright, so notice we're going up, and then we're going to this direction. So we're going up. For the second one, we want to push this way, keep our upper body loose, boom. Alright, so notice how I put this swing in with the bopping motion, right? So again, boom, and then push. And then from here, I'm gonna go back down, and then from here, I'm gonna push the other way, right? So boom. Alright, so it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so I'm keeping the tempo. I'm going up and up, up and up. While I go up, I'm going to push to one way, up, push the other way. So up, and then push one way, up, push the other way. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright? So for your arms, you can keep them up here, you can keep them staggered like this or like this. And you can switch them up once you get more used to the move. So it's boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and in this video I'm going to show you a basic move called the Bart Simpson. It's known as the Bart Simpson, which is a funny name, but it's a really fun move and it's perfect for clubs or at parties. So let me show you how it works. It goes 1 and 2, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom. Alright, so let me break it down. First, we have the bopping motion, which is an up and slide motion. Alright, so it's boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. The second motion here is the step touch motion, which we have boom, and then instead of stepping over, we're going to go slide, and then boom, slide. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright? So the third motion here is actually for your upper body. You're going to do the arm motion. So it's boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. Alright, so let me start putting these couple of different movements together. First, let's work on our footwork. So we have an up and up motion with a slide, step, slide motion. So putting the two together, we're going to go up and slide, up and slide, up and slide, up and slide. Alright, so we're standing in the middle first. We're going up, and then as we go into the next motion, we're going to go slide. Alright, so up, and then we're going to step over, slide, up and slide, up and slide, up and slide. Alright, so the trick here is you got to keep the balance going. You want to go boom, 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 and boom, boom, and slide, boom, slide, boom, slide, and boom, slide. Alright, so that is it for the footwork. So for the upper body or for the arms, what you want to do is you want to do the boom and boom, boom and boom motion. This one is a little bit tricky, but the trick here is you want to keep your elbows in place. You want to keep them right here in this area. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to keep your elbows in place. So first, you want to swing your arms up, just like that, and then you want to bring them to the front, and then to one side, bring them back to the front, and then the other side. Alright, so take a look. From the side, we're going to go boom, to the front, one side, alright, and then you can bring them up to the other side. Alright, so from the front, boom, one side, to the front, up, the other side. So boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. So always remember to keep your elbows in this area, and you want to swing your arms to the front, up to the side, up to the side. So boom and boom, boom and boom. Putting everything together, what we're going to do is when we travel to that direction, our arms are going to swing to this direction, the opposite direction. Okay? So this is what it looks like. We're going to go boom and then swing, boom, swing, boom and swing, boom and swing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so last tip here is you want to keep your upper body loose. So when you're stepping to one direction, you have that swaying type of motion going on. So boom, the swaying type of motion. So this makes the move look a lot better, a lot more fluid, and well, a lot more like a dance move. Alright, so when you're doing the slide, you're going up, and when you're doing the slide, you want to lead with your hips, lead with your lower body as you slide, and then your upper body follows through. So boom, follows through, boom. This move is pretty versatile. You can do it to faster beat type of music or hip hop, which is slower type of beat type of music. So check it out. The move looks like this. Okay, so let me break this one down. First, we have the pivoting motion with our feet, which looks like this. Alright, I know it doesn't look like much on its own. Second, we have the bouncing motion. So it's a down and down, down and down motion. And the second, or the third thing I should say here, is the leaning motion, which is going from one side to the other, one side to the other. And then the fourth thing we're going to add in here if we want to, is what we're doing with our arms. So stagger, or we can keep them bobbing. Okay, so let's start putting these things together. First, we have the dropping or the bouncing motion, which is down, down, down. We're going to add this with the pivoting motion with our feet. So boom and boom and boom and boom. So you want to put all your weight on your heels, alright? And you want to point your toes from going forward to outward. So you're going out and then in. So out, in. The counts go like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Once you can do that, you want to add that in with the bouncing motion, which is the down and down motion, right? So you want to point your toes outwards while your body goes down. So it looks like this. Boom and boom and boom and boom. Okay, at this point, you want to make sure that you are keeping your heels relatively close together. You don't want to be doing this. You want to bring them close together. So you want to do the bouncing motion and bring your toes outside. So boom and boom and boom and boom. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much right now, but once we add the swaying motion or the leaning motion in there, it's going to look better. So the leaning motion is simply going from one side to the other, one side to the other. Okay, another thing you can do is actually you can push your hips out to one side, to the other, one side to the other. You can actually mix it up in this case, alright? So leaning from one side to the other, or pushing your hips out one side to the other. Adding these things in together with the existing motion for our footwork, it's going to look like this. Boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom. Again, so either we're leaning from one side to the other, or we're pushing our hips out one side to the other. Adding in with our footwork and the bounce, look like this. Boom and boom, boom and boom. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so the last thing here for our arms, we can keep them here staggered as we drop. We can switch it up. Alright, or we can do this motion. Boom and boom, boom and boom. So it's kind of like a spring. You bring your fist in as your elbows go out. So it's boom and boom, boom and boom. Or this, boom, boom and boom. Alright, so putting everything in together, the pivoting motion with the dropping motion, the sideways or the leaning, and the arms all together. Boom and boom, boom and boom, boom and boom,